What's up, everybody? It's your shot Buie. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button as I upload video on a weekly basis covering the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. This is Ballin' with Buie. Today I want to talk about the MVP race in the NBA. It's halfway point. All-Star break just happened. So a lot of people are talking about who's in the lead in the MVP race. So I'm going to give you my MVP race. My top five, just my top five. Don't really care about the people on the outside, but my top five. And at 5, I got Stephen Curry. He had a really good month of February where he was putting up 30, 40 points consistently, and he was on fire from 3, and they beat a couple top teams in the NBA without help from Klay Thompson, obviously, because he's out with an injury, and not much help from Draymond Green either. He has been in a big lull as of late, and really throughout the season, but as of late also. And going up to 4, I got Damian Lillard. He's also been on kind of the same path as Stephen Curry in the past month. He's been hot from 3, and he's been able to will the Trailblazers to some big wins. I think the only way for him to continue to climb in the MVP race is if he is able to secure a 2, possibly a 3 seed for Portland in the Western Conference playoffs. If he gets what they usually get every single year, about the 5, 6, 7 range, then he's not going to win MVP. But Damian Lillard, he's probably one of the hottest players in basketball right now, and I wouldn't want to play him or the Portland Trailblazers at this very moment. And at 3, I got LeBron James. LeBron James was at 1 for quite a while throughout the year, and then when AD went down, that was LeBron James' chance to kind of take over the MVP race. He was either going to take it over or he was going to drop a couple spots, and he dropped a couple spots because they dropped several games. They went on a losing streak, and he didn't put up bad numbers, but he didn't put up MVP caliber numbers, and that was his chance to kind of put his foot ahead of everyone else and cement a hold on first place, and he was not able to do that as they went on a losing streak. I know Dennis Schroeder was out along with AD, but yeah, if you want to be an MVP, you gotta make it happen. Which LeBron James, he usually doesn't win MVP. He finishes 2nd or 3rd. Just seems like just about every single year. So yeah, I don't think he cares too much about MVP at this point because he finishes at the same point. But moving on to my number 2, I got Nikolajokic. The Nuggets have not looked too great, but Nikolajokic has looked great. He is averaging 27 points per game on the year, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and also 1.6 steals. Like I said, Denver has fallen off quite a bit from last season. They're a mid-tier team in the Western Conference, sitting mid-tier to the lower end of the playoff seeding where it sits right now. But I think they'll have a pretty good second half of the NBA season. But Nikola Jokic, he's been putting in work. I mean, he didn't show up in the playoffs when they needed him to. But all that aside, he's been doing a fairly good job all around for the Denver Nuggets this season. But moving on to my 1, I got Joel Embiid, which is a big surprise. A lot of people thought that either LeBron or Luka Doncic was going to be at 1 or holding the MVP trophy at the end of the year, which I guess both could still happen. There's a lot of basketball that has yet to be played. But Joel Embiid has never been able to be healthy for an entirety of a season and play at a high level. And this year he is doing just that, averaging 30.2 points per game, 3.3 assists per game, which is obviously not in his repertoire, and then 1.4 blocks and 1.2 steals. Along with 11.6 rebounds. 76ers have the best record in the East, which I think is also a surprise for a lot of people. You would assume that the Bucks are going to be up there. You thought the Heat might be up there also, but they're not looking too good so far. And then, of course, now that the James Harden trade, the Nets, you imagine they're up there, which I believe they're only a half game back of the 76ers where it sits right now. But yeah, Joel Embiid is a surprise to me. I don't know if he'll be able to win the MVP because it's like I said, there's a lot of games yet to be played, and that's a big question for Joel Embiid is can he stay healthy? Because he's never been able to stay healthy. He's never been able to make a deep run in the playoffs because he can't stay healthy. and the 76ers end up getting bounced due to it. But we'll see if he'll be able to secure an MVP. I think that would be a big surprise. I don't think anyone imagined Joel Embiid would be leading the MVP race at the All-Star break, but he is. So my top 5, once again, I got Joel Embiid at 1, Nikolajokic at 2, LeBron James at 3, Damian Lillard at 4, and Stephen Curry at 5. I think a lot of shuffling around is going to happen for the rest of the year, obviously. The MVP race is usually not decided by the All-Star break. There's been seldom years that it's been a clear-cut winner by this point. But yeah, I think a lot of shuffling is going to go around. I don't think LeBron's going to win it no matter what. He's not an MVP player. I honestly probably don't think Steph is going to win it either, just because the Warriors are sitting at the 7-8 seed, and you're just not going to win MVP if you're sitting there. It doesn't happen. I mean, Russell Westbrook did it, but he also averages triple-double that year. And then I honestly think it's potentially just between Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Dame Lillard, and maybe Luka. I got Luka at 6. I said I didn't care about the rest, but I kind of got Luka at 6. He's been having a fairly good year, but not MVP caliber. But there's a lot of basketball to be played. That's all I got for y'all today. Catch y'all later. Deuces.